Hello there, welcome to my channel. This is Laura from Nona Knits Crochet. Today I'll teach you how to crochet these highland cows. Both cows are done with the same pattern but using different materials. So I will teach you how to crochet this one in particular because I'm going to be using the Baby Snuggles yarn, and it requires a little bit of sewing, so you will be working in one piece, and at the end of the project you will be sewing the snout, the horns, the ears, and if you wish, a tail. And of course the hair is attached at the end. So I hope you enjoy this project, and we're gonna get started, and I will make sure that all the links for the materials are in the description. Let's get started. For this project, I'm using Baby Snuggle from Hobby, about two skeins of the light brown and one of the dark brown colors. All the links are in the description. Acrylic yarn, any acrylic yarn works. I'm using a number 4 from Loops and Threads. You will also need a crochet hook. In my case, I'm using a 5.5 millimeters. You might want to go with something smaller depending on the tension of your stitches. You will also need a yarn needle or tapestry needle and a few stitch markers and scissors, of course, and also polyfiber. We are going to start making the 4 legs, so grab your dark yarn, and I use the 2 chain method instead of the magic ring because of the type of material, so the yarn doesn't shed so much. So make 2 chains, and in the second one you insert your hook and you work 6 single crochet. I choose to insert the stitch marker in the last stitch, but it's up to you if you prefer to do it on the first stitch of the next row. Okay, row number 2, we're going to increase 6 times, so 2 single crochet on each stitch. That's gonna take you to a total of 12, and as you can see, I am working on the tail to hide it, but after a few stitches you can cut it off if you prefer to do that. I prefer to do it at the end. Okay, row number 3. We are going to work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, so 2 stitches in 1, and you are going to repeat that 6 times for a total of 18 stitches. Row number 4, 2 single crochet and 1 increase, repeated 6 times. You're going to have 24 at the end of the row. If I am going too fast with instructions, please pause the video or slow it down. In YouTube, you can do that if you need to. Row number 5, we're going to work in the back loops only, so I'm going to show you where the back loops are. So right there, we're going to insert your hook, grabbing the back loops. We're going to start with 7 single crochet, and after the 7 single crochet, you're going to shape the hoof at the front by doing some decreases. So I'm finishing up 7 single crochet, and then you're gonna work 1 single crochet and 1 regular decrease. Regular decrease means that I insert the hook 2 times and then I go over the 3 loops instead of doing an invisible one, because I'm working in the back loop, so I find it easier to decrease this way, but it's up to you. So 1 more decrease. This is going to shape the front of the hoof, and finish your row with 8 single crochet. Okay, from rows 6 to 9, we are going to work 21 single crochet all the way around, and we're gonna work in both loops in these rounds. At the end of row 9, I'm gonna show you how to do a color change. This is the way I do it. So when you are working on the last stitch of the round, when you have 2 loops, you insert yarn over, get 2 loops, and then you grab the yarn, pass it through both loops. And in my case, and especially I recommend you to do this if you're a beginner, I tie some knots to secure the yarn. Okay, this is how I do the color change, and then place your stitch marker and continue working. We're going to work now round 10. We are going to work 21 single crochet with the body color. Okay, for round number 11, we are going to do some decreases. So you're gonna work 2 single crochet and 1 invisible decrease, grabbing the front loops. You're gonna repeat this 5 times, and we are gonna finish with 1 single crochet. This is a total of 16 stitches. All right, now it's time to shape the hoof. So you're going to make sure that your hoof faces the front, so the stitch marker has to be at the back, and you're going to stuff it a little bit and see how it looks like. Maybe I need more stuffing, so I will put some more. So it has to be firm but not too overfilled, okay, so it's comfortable for you to work with. So grab a piece of dark yarn and thread your needle, and it's important that the stitch marker is at the back and the center. So find the center and find the magic ring where you started. You are going to bring your needle through maybe the second last row of the dark yarn and leave a tail. Okay, don't go all the way through, just leave a tail and make sure that you are working in the center. Insert the needle again through the magic ring and center it, and then you pull both tails to give the shape. I will go one more time and see what it looks like. Make sure that it's not too loose. Okay, I think I will go one more time, and then we are going to tie it at the bottom. Okay, so you bring the yarn to the bottom where the magic ring is, and you tie it there, a couple knots, just to make sure that it stays secure, and thread your yarn needle, and I will weave the yarn in. So I prefer to do both in one, and you just weave it in, and then it's going to hide inside, so you don't have to do anything else with it. Just make sure that it's in, and we'll continue working from there. For rows 12 to 19, we are going to work 16 stitches all the way around in a spiral mode, and this is going to complete the leg. At the end of round 19, we remove the stitch marker, and we're going to close make sure that you have 10 rows with the body color. I do a slip stitch and then cut the yarn and fast off, and you're gonna stuff the leg firm. It's important that you stuff it firmly because you want your cow to stand well with some stability. So if you don't put a lot of stuffing in the legs, it's not gonna stay stable. We're gonna start working on the body, and we'll start by the tummy part. So we make a loop and we chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we are going to start working on the second chain from the hook. Find the second chain and work an increase right there, and continue with 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you are left with one chain only. So in that one you are going to work 3 single crochet on that last chain, and turn around. We're going to work on the other side, hiding the tail, and we are going to work 11 single crochet on the other side. 1, 2, 3. After a few stitches, if you prefer to cut that tail, you can do that. I prefer to continue a little longer so it's more secure, but it's up to you if you want to cut it if you are not comfortable working on that tail, trying to hide it. And at the end you're gonna find the first single crochet where you did the increase. You're gonna work one more single crochet on that one, a total of 28 stitches. You're gonna place a stitch marker. I prefer to do it on the last stitch, not on the first, and we're ready to start row 2. Row 2, you're going to work 2 increases, and then you're gonna work 11 single crochet on the side. That's gonna be the flat part. Corners are gonna be like round corners, and we're gonna do that by making increases. When you reach the end, you are going to work 3 increases at the corner. And from here you're going to work 11 single crochet, and at the end where the stitch marker is, you are going to work 1 more increase. By the end of the row you should have 34 stitches in total. Okay, for round number 3, I put in the instructions here: 1 single crochet, 1 increase 2 times, 11 single crochet, and then the increase with 1 single crochet 3 times, 11 single crochet, and then one more set of single crochet and increase. Just to make this video shorter, I leave in the instructions here, but I'm moving forward to the end of the row. You can pause it if you need to. We are going to start row number 4 by making 2 single crochet, 1 increase at the corner. So 1, 2, 1 increase, and I'm going to repeat that 2 times, so one more time. 1, 2, and 1 increase. And on the sides you will always work 11 single crochet. The instructions are here, so I'm just going to the end of the row and I'm finishing up with the increase at the end of row 4. For row number 5, the instructions are here: 3 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times at each corner, and I'm moving on to the next round. Row number 6, we're gonna start with 4 single crochet and 1 increase at the corner, and we're gonna repeat that one more time, so 2 times in total. We're gonna work the 11 single crochet on the side, and we'll repeat the 4 single crochet, 1 increase 3 times on the other corner, 11 single crochet on the side, and then one more increase, 4 single crochet, 1 increase at the end. For row number 7, the sequence will be 5 single crochet, 1 increase, always with the 11 single crochet on the side. At the end of the row, you're gonna have 64 stitches. For round number 8, the sequence will be 6 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 2 times on one side, 3 times on the other, and 11 single crochet in between. Now it's time to attach the legs. So we're going to begin by marking the legs. So grab the 2 legs that you are going to place in the back, find the center, and approximately 2 stitches from the center, you're going to mark with markers 5 stitches, including the markers, on each side. Same with the front legs. So from the center, let's say 2 stitches, and then 5, making sure that the hoops are facing the front. But before you do that, you are going to turn the work. Okay, so you're gonna work on this side all around, and where the marker is the back of the cow, and the other part is the front. So we're gonna start in the back with 9 single crochet before we attach the first leg. Okay, now we are going to attach the first leg. So grab the back left leg first, and see, this is the position that you're going to place it on. So you're going to insert the hook where the first marker is. Remember the marker with the 5 stitches, And you are going to insert the hook in the leg first, go through and grab the body part as well. So you are going to be working through the leg and the body for 5 stitches. So it's from one stitch marker to the other. So you are going to work through both parts for 5 single crochet. Okay, now we're going to work on one of the sides. We're going to do 16 single crochet on that side before we attach the next leg. All right, so we're going to grab now the other leg, okay, and make sure that this is the front leg, okay, the front left leg. And you're gonna do the same. You're gonna insert your hook through the first stitch marker and grab the body as well and work 5 single crochet, working on both parts, the leg first and the body. Always check that the hoops are facing the front, always. All right, so we got 2 legs attached. All right, and now we are going to work the front. Okay, we are ready to work the front, and make sure that the hoops are facing the front before you continue. And we're gonna do 9 single crochet at the front. 1, 2, okay. Now we got the 9 stitches, and grab the right front leg, and we're gonna do the same, always with the hoop facing the front. We're going to attach, this is the 3rd leg we are attaching. So go through the first stitch marker, work a total of 5 single crochet through the leg and the body parts, and we have the 3rd leg attached. Always check that the hoops are facing the front. And okay, let's work on the other side. 16 single crochet, and you're gonna attach the last leg also with the hoops facing the front, so always check for that. And insert your hook in the first stitch marker, go through both parts, the leg and the body, and work 5 single crochet, attaching the last leg, which is the right side, the back left leg in the right side. And you're gonna find the stitch marker that you've placed at the beginning of the row, so you have to place that one again just to make sure that you know where your rows end. Okay, and check the alignment, make sure that everything looks good. Okay, round number 10, we are going to work around the legs. So we're gonna start with 9 single crochet. I'm gonna teach you a trick to avoid holes when you are working around the leg. So you are going to work like a decrease, inserting your hook in the body and the first stitch for the leg, and yarn over and work over the 3 loops. So it looks like a decrease, but it's actually the first stitch in your leg, and that is a little trick to avoid the holes. And you're going to do the same at the end of the row. So I'm working 11 single crochet around the first leg, and that one counted as 1 stitch as well. And when you get to the end, you are going to repeat the same process. So you're going to insert your hook in the leg and then in the body, and then yarn over the 3 loops, and you can see that there are no holes. All right, so work around the side now. So you're going to do 15 more stitches because that one counted as 1. Okay, 15 more stitches on this side until you reach the next leg, and you're going to repeat the same trick around the legs. I'm getting close to the end of the side, so I'm gonna do the trick one more time. Okay, so go through the 3 loops to avoid the holes and complete a total of 11 stitches around each leg. Okay, now we're gonna work on the body, and we're gonna do some decreases, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and 3 on each side. So I'm gonna start with the back. Remember where the stitch marker is that's the back. And the way I do it is I work 2 single crochet, 1 decrease 2 times, 2 decrease 2 stitches in the back. I do invisible decreases here. One more decrease at the front. So we got the 2 decreases at the back, sorry, not the front. All right, and now we're gonna work 11 single crochet around the leg. So continue working around the leg. And then when you get to the side, we're going to decrease 3 times. The way I space them is by making 3 single crochet and 1 decrease, repeated 3 times. And I work invisible decreases on each side. 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 3 times. And then work around the other leg. Continue working around the leg, and then you get to the front, you do the 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat it 2 times. Remember, we need to decrease 2 at the front, and then you work around the leg again after this decrease. Stitches around the leg, and then when you get to the other side, you're going to repeat the 3 decreases, 3 single crochet, 1 decrease 3 times until you reach the stitch marker. After you work around the last leg, you are going to end up this row with a total of 84 stitches. Okay, for round number 12, we are going to work 84 single crochet all the way around, so no decreases in this row. For round 13, we are going to do 2 decreases at the front and 2 decreases in the back. And at the end of the row, you're going to have 80 single crochet. And you can space them as you wish. As long as they are spaced evenly, it's okay. So 2 decreases at the back and 2 decreases at the front as well. And single crochet all the way around. Round 14, you're gonna do 2 decreases at the back and 2 decreases at the front only, and the total at the end of this row is going to be 76 single crochet. Okay, for rounds 15 to 18, we're going to work 76 single crochet all the way around. No decreases in these rows. This is what it looks like from the front and from the inside. All right, round number 19. You're gonna work 7 single crochet and 1 decrease all the way around as many times as you can. So in my case, at the end of the row, I have 68 stitches in total and 7 single crochet, 1 decrease for the whole round. All right, round 20, we're gonna decrease 3 at the back, and then the rest is gonna be single crochet all the way around. So this decrease is only at the back, and I do 1 single crochet, 1 decrease just to space them. And remember where the stitch marker is, that's where you're going to do the decreases. Continue working around, no decreases. Now it's time to stuff the cow. We're going to stuff the legs firmly because you need stability in the cow. So just make sure that you put lots of stuffing in the legs so it doesn't collapse. And then you put some stuffing in the body as well. And you stuff as you go. So make sure that you don't put so much that it's not comfortable for you to work as you stuff. We are going to begin working on row 21, and we are going to work 6 single crochet and 1 decrease all the way around, so as many times as you can. In my case, I finished this row with 57 single crochet. Row 22, you're going to work 3 decreases at the front and 3 decreases in the back. So I start with 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat it 3 times. Continue working until you reach the front, and you do 3 decreases at the front as well. The total is 51 single crochet by the end of this row. Round 23, you're going to work 6 single crochet, 1 decrease all the way around. For round 24, we are going to start by marking at the front 16 stitches. So I find the center and I count 8 stitches on each side, place a stitch marker, because that's where the head will be placed or worked. So we're gonna start in the back with 1 decrease and 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, and then 11 single crochets should take you right to the stitch before the first marker. So at the front we're gonna have 16 stitches marked, which we're not gonna work on in this round. So let me finish the 11. Okay, you should finish the 11 on the stitch right before the stitch marker. When you reach there, you are going to chain 8, 6, 7, 8, and you are going to skip those 16 stitches that you marked, and you're gonna go to the first stitch right after the marker, insert the hook, and work 13 single crochet right up to the row marker, the stitch marker that marks the end of the row. For row 25, we are going to work 5 single crochet, 1 decrease all the way around, and that includes the chains. We are going to work on those chains that we made, and what we are doing here is we are closing the cow's back. So let me show you how I work over the chains. So 3, 4, 5, and then I have a decrease. Just treat each chain as a single crochet and work all the way around. Okay, round 26, we are going to work 4 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat it 5 times for a total of 25 stitches. Row 27, we are going to work 3 single crochet, 1 decrease all the way around, and we're going to end up with 20 stitches at the end of the row. Row 28, 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat it 6 times, and in this row you're gonna end up with 2 single crochet to make a total of 14 stitches, and we're almost closing the body right here. For row 29, we are going to work decreases all the way around to finish up with this body part. That is going to give you 7 stitches at the end, which we are going to close with a yarn needle. So let me show you. So finish 7 decreases, right, and then a slip stitch, fast off, cut the yarn, and then with the yarn needle you are going to close the hole and weave the yarn in. Very easy to do, and you can pull this tail at the end to make sure that the hole is closed and weave the yarn in and leave it inside. Okay, this is what it looks like, and don't worry if the head doesn't look too centered, because as you stuff the animal, the cow, you are gonna shape it. Okay, so start stuffing the body because you won't have the chance to add any more after. So make sure that the shape is as you like it to be, and make sure that the legs are firm. Okay, and shape it as you wish. Okay, and we'll continue working in the head. Before you start working on the head, remove the stitch markers where you place the stitch markers, marking the 16 stitches at the front. Find the back, the center in the back, and that's where you're gonna start working. Chain 1 and work 24 single crochet all the way around. That's gonna complete the first round. All right, for round number 2, you're gonna work 3 single crochet and 1 increase, and you're gonna repeat that 6 times for a total of 30 single crochet. For row 3, you are going to work 4 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times for a total of 36 stitches. For rounds 4 to 7, you are going to continue increasing 6 single crochet per row to a total up to a total of 60 single crochet in round 7. Rounds 8 to 13, you will work 60 single crochet all the way around. And now you are going to start with some decreases. So for row 14, we are going to work 8 single crochet, 1 decrease, and we are going to repeat that 6 times to a total of 54 single crochet. We'll continue decreasing in row 15. We're going to work 7 single crochet and 1 decrease, repeat it 6 times for a total of 48 stitches. Okay, you may want to stop or pause the video now and follow these instructions. Continue with the decreases from row 16 to 20. 6 decreases per round, and you have some rounds with all single crochet. When you finish with these rows, you're gonna have 30 single crochet. All right, and now it's time to attach the eyes. So what I did is I found the center, and from there I counted about 11 stitches in between. I placed some marks there, and I'm going to use the second mark to insert the eye, the plastic eyes. And you take a look and see what they look like before you attach them. If you are happy how they look, you can remove the yarn that you place to mark them and place the washers, attach them firmly. Okay, yeah, and we're gonna place some stuffing before we continue working to make sure that everything looks fine and centered. And you continue stuffing as you go. Just make sure that the stuffing is not on your way when you are working, so you don't get stuffing in your crochet. Row 21, we're going to work 3 single crochet and 1 decrease, repeated 6 times for a total of 24 stitches. And from this row in, we are going to continue decreasing 6 stitches every row until you get 6 stitches fast off. Cut the yarn, and you're going to grab your yarn needle and close the hole and weave the yarn in. So if you need to pause the video to read the instructions, you are going to be decreasing 6 stitches every round until you are left with 6 single crochet, and then close the hole with the yarn needle, and your head is finished. We're gonna work on the snout now, and you're going to grab your dark brown yarn and start with a chain of 10. Remember that you're gonna start working on the second chain from the hook. Okay, 10 chains, second chain. It's hard to see with the dark yarn. All right, insert your hook and work 8 single crochet. So on the last chain, you are going to work 3 single crochet and turn around the work, and we're going to work on the other side the same way we started in the tummy part. So 3 single crochet in the last chain and work your way back like a mirror. You're going to do the 7 single crochet on this side, and you're going to work 1 increase on the first stitch from the beginning of the round. So that chain will also have 3 single crochet. So the total is 20. Okay, and I place a stitch marker on the last stitch. And row number 2, we're going to start with 1 increase, 7 single crochet. When we reach the end, after the 7 single crochet, you are going to work 3 increases to turn around. 3 increases right here. And you continue working with 7 single crochet right after the increases. 7 single crochet, and the last 2 stitches before the stitch marker you are going to do 2 increases. So by the end of round 2 you're gonna have 26 single crochet in total. Place the marker again, and let's start round 3. For round 3 we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and then you're going to work 7 single crochet on that side, and then you're gonna work 1 single crochet and 1 increase 3 times, turn around, and then 7 single crochet, and you're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 increase 2 times right before the marker. So at the end of this round you should have 32 stitches. And for rounds 4 and 5 you're going to work 32 single crochet all the way around. So cut the yarn, fast off, and your snout is ready. We are going to make the horns now. So again with the dark brown yarn, I'm going to chain 2 to replace the magic ring, and on the second chain I start working. On row 1 we're going to work 6 single crochet all the way around. Place the stitch marker at the end, and round 2 I work on the tail to hide it. We're going to work 6 single crochet again. This is going to give the horn a pointy shape. Okay, so 6 single crochet is hard to see with the dark yarn. Just make sure you don't have more than 6. And then we're going to start increasing a little bit after round 3. Okay, we'll cut this tail, it's on my way. Alright, row number 3, we're gonna do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat it 3 times. That is gonna take us to a total of 9 stitches. Row 4, we are going to work 2 single crochet, 1 increase 3 times for a total of 12 stitches. Row 5, 12 single crochet all the way around. Rows 6 to 8, I'm gonna teach you a trick to give the horn a shape, a curved shape. So we're gonna start with 6 single crochet, and then we're going to work 6 half double crochet. So half double crochets, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, and go over the 3 loops. So this is going to give the horn a curve on one side. So the total is 12 stitches, and we're gonna repeat that 2 more times. And as you can see, the horn has a curve where the half double crochet are. Okay, from rows 9 to 16 we're gonna work 12 single crochet all the way around. At the end of round 16 we're gonna close with 1 slip stitch, cut the yarn, fast off and leave a tail for sewing. You can use acrylic yarn if you want to sew it that way, but just if you want to use the tail to sew it, you can leave a long tail. And you're gonna go stuff the horn and give it a shape. You can see how the area where you work the 6 half double crochet starts to curve. Okay, and you shape it a little bit, and you have to make 2 horns. Stuff it firmly, and that's it. Your horn is ready. Now we will work on the ears, so get your body color yarn, make a loop, chain 2, and on the second chain you start working on row 1 with 6 single crochet all the way around. You're going to place the stitch marker on your last stitch. Row 2, you're going to work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat it 3 times for a total of 9 stitches. For row 3, you're going to work 9 single crochet all the way around. Row 4, 2 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 3 times for a total of 12 stitches. Row 5, 3 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times for a total of 15 single crochet. Row 6, 4 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times for a total of 18 stitches. Row 7, 5 single crochet, 1 increase, 3 times. You're going to end up with 21 stitches in this row. Row 8, 6 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times for a total of 24 stitches. One more row to go. Row 9, you are going to work 24 single crochet all the way around. This is going to be the last row. Then you close with a slip stitch, chain, cut the yarn, leave a tail for sewing, and that's it. Your ear is finished. We'll make another one the same way, and you're going to fold it at the corner. I'm going to show you how to do it. So you thread your yarn needle with the tail. Okay, and where you finish, you just fold the corner a little bit to give it a shape and sew through both parts. It's going to give a nice shape to the ear before you attach it to the head. Just try to do it a few times to make sure that the work is secure. Now it's time to put all the parts together, so we're going to start sewing the snout first. I put a little bit of stuffing, not too much. Just a little bit of stuffing, and I use pins to position the snout, usually at the same line where the eyes finish. That's where I place the top right there, and I start pinning it around. I'm not going to show you exactly how to sew it because it's gonna take too long, and I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. Okay, this is what it looks like after you've sewn the snout. You're gonna do the same with the horns. I usually leave about 3 to 4 stitches from the center, pin it around, sew it, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. And place the ears right below the horns with the folded part on the bottom, and show you what it looks like when it's finished. That should make it. Alright, this is what it looks like, and what I do is embroider the nostrils in the snout. So I usually go under the snout a few rows, find the place where you want to do the nostrils, pass the yarn through, and leave a tail to secure the yarn at the end. Okay, and I usually go a few times. Let's see what it looks like. When you are happy with it, you can just move to the other side. Let's see, 3-4 times should be okay. Okay. All right, and now I'm gonna move to the other side and embroider the other nostril on the other side. Try to make sure that it's the same, at the same row, right, at the same height. Okay, embroider the other nostril the same way, 3, 4, or up to 5 times if you wish. Repeat it again. And when you are happy with it, you go back to the same spot where you started, where you left the tail. Now, because I don't have a long needle, I'm gonna do it in 2 parts, in 2 steps. Okay, make sure that they are okay before you close it. All right. Now I go back to the same spot where I started, and I secure the yarn with a few knots, just to make sure that it's not going to get loose, and cut the yarn. All right. This is what it looks like so far. Now we're gonna start attaching the fur. So what I do is I get a tissue box. This is what I use to measure. The strands should be around 16 centimeters long, and this gives me the length that I need. So I just wrap it a lot of times because you will need a lot of hair. So I go around and around, and then I cut it all at the same time. That is approximately 16 centimeters. And this is the way you're going to attach it. So you fold it in half, okay? And I usually start placing the fur in the back. Grab a crochet hook, and I start right in the middle, and I go making a few lines. So I'm gonna start right there, insert your hook, and grab the middle of the yarn and pass it through, open it up, and you pass the 2 tails like this and secure it. that's what I do. And I'm gonna work a few lines to cover the whole body, the whole back. This is what it looks like on both sides. I did not make a tail. It's your choice. I prefer not to do a tail. And then in the back of the head you also work with strands like that, but maybe shorter if you wish. It's up to you how you want to do it. At the front I use shorter strands for the head, and then from the front I use regular 16 centimeter yarn strands to cover the whole body. And this is it. Your Highland coat is finished. Please subscribe to my channel so that way you will help me out to create more content like this one. And if you wish to get a PDF copy, go to my Etsy store. Find me on Etsy. I will put the link in the description. And have fun crocheting. Thank you for watching.